Hello and welcome. My name is Trisregistus and this is Factorio. We are on episode 17? Yeah, must be 17. Last episode we set up the rail system for bringing lovely uranium down to our main base. So we've got uranium coming in and this train is slowly going to fill up our chests, etc. So what we need to set up now is some uranium processing, which we'll just pop in this area here. What we want to produce, in particular, is uranium ammo. Okay, so we've got the actual stuff coming in there. So where do I want to put a balancer? Let's put a balancer. So if that wants to be there. That looks about right. So we want, oops, that, and that, that. Gosh. So that's our lovely uranium. Do I want 4 lines coming out? I probably don't actually. Did I build any centrifuges? I have 4 centrifuges, okay. Let's give a little space. Let's put them there. Whoops. And so probably do that, and then how am I going to do this? So these are just going to process regular old. Actually, let's do that. And if we have uranium coming up there, doesn't operate very fast. But what I'm thinking, now do filter inserters work on these? I think they do. Because what I'm thinking is we bot the outputs over. Because I've obviously got my production of red ammo over here, which is going into, I could do it the other way around, I could take that over. Oh, they're going to give me some, give me me stuff. Give me me sugar. So I could belt the ammo over there, but it'd be more convenient if I belted. Oh, I can't not belt. I can't do, can I? I can't do requester chests yet. And request, let's have a look at the, let's have a search for it. Requester chest, you see. So you need gold, you need utility science packs, and you need loads of them. So I couldn't like handcraft a few just to get it. You need blooming 500 of them. And they, how do I clear that? I could research that, but to reduce it they need blue circuits, robot flames, and low density structure. Can we make low density structure? Yeah, we can. So I could make some gold packs, couldn't I? You know, just set up a mini production line, because it's blue circuits which we're making, it's robot frames which we're making. So I could just have a little sort of manually set up production facility over, you know, and over here to, you know, provide a few gold science packs. Be quite slow and stuff, but all we need them for is the requester chests, really. Yeah, I think I might do that actually. So connect them up. So what this is going to do is this is going to, because what I'm thinking is we put some, we just output to passive providers at the moment. I can try using filter inserters. Well, I suppose they're exerting rather than inserting. How do I want to do that? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So, put that there. I'm going to need some more for the other machines. So basically we have one filter inserter is putting... Of course the machine's to grind to a halt when these fill up, but I can always come and sort of sort that out. So that's that, and that's that. And I can have like chains of chests if we do produce quite a lot. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So they've got power. I need to get bots on there, but I'll do. So we'll take this up here. These are quite slow, these. I can't remember whether you can put prod modules in it. They did tweak about with... Yeah, you can. Okay. There was a sort of an exploit when they first introduced them that you could basically get like oodles of free stuff, basically. It became a sort of self-sustaining thing, essentially. So that's got them. We need to connect these networks up there. Really. So we'll do that. We're going to need some protective stuff. So is this working? So that's definitely outputting there. You get like a fractional chance. So this is 0.7% of a chance that you'll get the light green, which is the well, I'll show you on here actually, it's a bit easier to see. Where are they? Oh no, it's not on here, is it? But they're basically, so 0.7% chance of producing U235 and 99.3% chance of producing U238. U235 is radioactive, and that's in the real world. That's the isotope that is, well, there's several isotopes actually that are radioactive, but that's the common one. And we'll be using that to make these things here, which are the uranium fuel cells, which will feed into our nuclear reactors and get some power that way. Nuclear reactors are sort of, they're fun, and I quite like setting them up, but they're quite UPS intensive, partly because of all the fluids they use. And solar's like still the best option in the game, really, for really big bases. But we won't be producing bases at that sort of scale. We'll also use that, I think... Now, is it 235 that goes into nuclear fuel? The ultimate fuel for your trains is nuclear fuel. I think it's U235 that goes in there. The rest of it, U238, we can use something called Covarex enrichment. Covarex is one of the main developers on the game. And basically that's like a cheaty thing, really, that basically allows you to convert 238 into 235. It sort of consumes some of the 238 to do it. But you need a big stack of U235 before you can do that. And once we've got that up and running, these become... It seems initially like quite a production challenge to produce them. But once you've got Covarex enrichment up and running, it's just a sort of a cascade benefit. So you produce more to produce more to produce more to produce more, and eventually we'll get it to... I mean, then all of this system will be sort of so backed up with it that it's sort of irrelevant. But you also say you use it to produce atomic bombs, which we're using to clear out big fire areas and probably trees and stuff as well. They are resource intensive. So that's Covarex enrichment there. Oh, that calls it nuclear fuel reprocessing now. That's the... Oh, no, the reprocessing is when you take spent fuel and get some stuff back out of it, basically. This is Covarex enrichment, which converts... Yeah, there you go. So you can see the effects is the nuclear fuel, so that must use 235. But what we're using with a lot of the rest of the... It's interesting they make it glow, because obviously it's not actually radioactive, but the rest of our 238 that we produce will be using in uranium ammo. Uranium ammo is one of the most effective weapons in the game, really. I mean, fire is probably the most effective, but they are very powerful. So I was going to set up a small production facility for gold science packs, wasn't I? I can't research that yet, can I? Because there we go. So I need low densities before I can do the gold. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little daisy chain, just so that we've got lots of capacity, really. And that just means that when these fill up, you know, it's got quite a lot of overflow. So if that's holding, I think they stack to 100, might be 50. No, I'm pretty sure it's 100. But there's, you know, basically 10,000 capacity for each of them. That'll just run now until it's got us a good stack of the U238. Okay, so that's low density structures finished. We're going to want a few of those, I think, for our, you know, more advanced personal gear. So I might set up a separate little production, and they're not. The resource requirements are very intensive, but it's all stuff that we're producing. We don't, you know, don't need anything special for them. But yeah, so if we make utility science packs, as I say, I can set up a mini production for them. It's probably going to be mostly manual. You know, I just want to produce enough to make these the logistic system stuff, just to make things a little bit easier in production terms. The other thing I was just going to note, what I've done here, I've set up like a set of these basic materials that I will probably be using all the time, essentially. So I'll probably just leave them there. So where is it going to be best to make low density structures? I'm wondering if I move this down a bit. And we perhaps make them over here somewhere. Oops. That was quick. I didn't expect that to do so quickly. This is the one we want to produce. So do I just set that going, and then we'll see. And once I set up the actual production, it will start, sort of thing. Yeah, let's do that. So what I was thinking about here was moving essentially this, and then putting the actual thing there. That won't reach across, will it? No. I could just have it here and it'll only work at half the speed. So it's really just to get it to happen more than anything else. So I need 500 of these, don't I? But I get 3 with each craft. So if I've got 2 machines, I need 250 from each. And I get 3. So what's a third of 250? It is roughly 75. Let's call it 75. So I'm going to need... I need 2 processing circuits. So I'm going to need 75. I'm going to need 150. No, that's too short, isn't it? Well, I want about 200 robot frames. And double that for blue circuits. And that gives them low densities in coppers. Put, say, 200 in there, 200 in there, 100 in there, 100 in there. Why has it not got copper? Oh, because that's not balanced. Why haven't we got copper? Oh, because I've got priority splitters, haven't I, on? Well, I say that. There shouldn't be that much of an issue. This is this effect. I discussed it in previous episodes, where basically you get a sort of a thing where something like green circuits, in order to fill its belt, it uses up all of the copper, for example, and therefore nothing goes anywhere else. And then eventually these fill up, and at that point, you know, this line stops effectively, and then copper will get through again. So it's a sort of cascade effect that goes on. Ideally, we would be producing green circuits with completely separate copper lines. Okay. What else are our big plans? I don't know that we had any other big plans. Other than... we've got that old one running. I wonder if I could... is that radio? Yeah, we've got radio coverage there. Oh, we've got our first 2 U235s. Which makes some sense. I mean, if it's 99.7, then we would have we got 0.3% chance, don't we? So if we produced about 500, then having 2 is roughly about right, isn't it? But you need 40 to run Covarex. Not that we'll have Covarex up and running. Okay, so... got anything in the tank left? Oh, the other thing I forgot I had to do, I have to go and stick some of our steel into the chest. Where's my steel? Oh. So we start planning out our main bus, basically. I've been thinking about where to unload and do smelting. And I'm thinking about this area here because it's quite conveniently sized and it allows me to be... so I'm going to landfill these, yeah, and have the actual bus going... and it's also something I don't think I've ever done. I don't think I've ever done a up the thing bus. I've done lots of left and right and downwards. I don't think I've ever done one going up as such. So it's to me a little bit different for me. Yeah, so we have the smelting going on here. You know, the production of all our stuff that's going to go on the bus. And then we have the bus actually go upwards. And so I'll fill all of that in. So we want to have the bus... I don't know how close I'm going to make it to the end of this, because I want a little bit of room in case I decide I need to build some extra stuff here. But I'm thinking, essentially we have the bus, so the first couple of lanes here maybe. So I need to basically go and clear all of this area out with trees and fill this, landfill this in, get rid of these cliffs. So yeah, so I'm guessing the rest of this episode will be highlights of me doing that. If I mark this as the corner of our bus, so if our lanes start there, it's probably a bit close, so what about there? Yeah, that gives me a bit of room. Yeah. So this is going to be the corner of our bus. So we can turn off our roboport there. That just stops. I can mark all of these trees then, so that I know where they are. This is this problem again with the decoratives. Or this problem that I have with the decoratives anyway. Okay, I think that's probably fine. Turn the bots on and they'll just pick up some of the stragglers. So where do we want this? To be, it wants to be about here, doesn't it? So, how am I going to do this? Well, the corner of the bus there, didn't we? That's where I agreed. So basically it's going to go up, and we're going to do it like this. So we're going to have 4 lanes of iron. We're then going to have a gap of 4 lanes. 4 more lanes of iron. 4 lanes of copper. 4 lanes of copper. 4 lanes of green circuits. Then we're going to start a whole set of 2s. So we'll have things like steel. Don't know if I'll end up with 2 lanes of red circuits, but certainly plastic. What else? So all of this stuff basically. So I'm not sure what I'll put on exactly, but basically this is how I always do it. I always end up with. Let's actually put the things on so I can show you. So I'll put. Oops. Iron on there. Iron on there. Copper on there. And there. Green circuits on there. And then, as I say, I'm not exactly sure how many I'll do of each, but there'll probably be something like steel there, plastic here, then maybe, red circuits on one, blue circuits on another. We'll probably end up with iron ore, bricks, stone. Yeah, as I say, so iron ore. I'll probably end up with uranium on the belt as well, the U238 on the belt. What else? That's probably about it, really. The reason I'm having 2 of each of these is I'll actually, initially, we will start off producing green circuits on using the material we're feeding in. And it's quite, well, as you've seen up here, it's really quite resource intensive. What I did do, I cut this up slightly, I want to do 4 lanes there we go. The reason for putting 4s, gaps of 4, is partly, eventually we'll be actually doing red belt, and that has a bigger, the underground covers a longer distance. But also it allows us to put roboports in. So a roboport, you see, we can run down, down one of these lines, of empty belts. So that's why I'm having these 4 gaps every so often. So I messed that up, so I want like that. There we are, 4 and 4. Right, now what I'm then, is that right? Oh, that should be the 4 gap there. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to have a fluid bus as well. Now I'm going to put this on the side, if this should be enough. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of 2 belts, so it should be enough. But we've also got a bit of an extra gap there, and also you can just add more stuff, on the side basically. So we'll have our fluid bus here. Okay, now what a fluid bus is basically the same idea, but we run all of the fluids along the bus. Now I always run all of them on the bus, but you can actually just get away with water and petroleum. But I'll be running more. Oh, have I got an attack going on? Oh, that is new, isn't it? That's a new formation. That's definitely not there from before. And what have we got? We got a big one. Wow. Okay. Medium, big, medium. Crikey. They may be a little problematic. I may want to go and put some laser turrets up here. Well, the pollution's not too bad up here. This is the very edge of it, so I'm guessing, yeah, so it's doing that and then it's slooping it up. Yeah, so how many of these do we actually want? We want water. We want... I won't put crude oil on the fluid bus, but I'll put heavy, light, and petroleum. And then I want sulfuric acid and lube. Do I want any other fluids? Are there any other fluids? I don't think there are nowadays. No, I think that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blueprint this. Like so. We'll just have that. And then we held down, oops, shift essentially, and I want to get myself in a position where I'm not gonna roll over, accidentally move across and cock up the pattern. But I hold down shift and I just run up. And I forgot to turn off my personal roboports again, didn't I? So I'll take it up to there. I'll go and grab my... How am I going to do this? So if I run over here, take myself away from any of these instructions. Because you have a weird thing where if I turn that off now, these bots will be stranded. I won't be able to show that to you actually. So they won't necessarily... Oh no, they... Huh. They can get stranded, is basically the problem. So that's that done. Yeah, and I'm going to put the roboports up the belt, up the bus basically, and then connect it to this bus, over this area here, and then all the bots will come over and basically fill out this blueprint for us. Because one of the things we want to do, or something, what we want to do basically, is whenever we pull anything off the bus, we want it to come off and have a balancer here, and that will ensure even pull from both lanes basically. But that means we need to leave a bit of a gap. So the idea would be we would have a thing ending there, and then what I really want is a little run area, like a little strip for me to run up, which will actually be concrete, but we'll put it in like this for a moment. Right, that's what I forgot to do over there. I need a run strip. Okay, so it'll be like that, and then we want a balancer, and then you'll have whatever your production is there. Ish. Now, is that an appropriate distance? So if I have that there, and that could go up all the way up to there. Yeah, that should be fine. Is that going to give me enough room over here? Yeah, I'm not running into anything there for miles. Yep. Okay. Because what I'll actually be doing is my labs are going to go here. And probably our rocket launching area as well will be here, basically. Okay, so if that's that, what about roboports? I'll just take that out. I'll leave that for the moment. But if we have a roboport there, because there's what they've done. Yeah, this is telling me it hasn't got any bots to fill out the orders. Oh, it's not got any power either, so it wouldn't work. What they've actually done is the distances between these are different, so it's a bit of an odd. You end up with an odd overlap, basically. So if that's up like that, and we want this. Well, how far can I? Because say you can't do two, but one is quite heavily overlapped. If you see what I mean? I mean it's not a problem because the charging is. You want quite a lot of roboports so that your bots can charge, basically. Yes, so what I want to do is find out how far... Oh, it doesn't reach. Okay, so let's put it there. And then... This must be... Yeah? And... Will that reach to there? Yeah, that's cool. And then what about the other side? Oh, I've run out of roboports. Okay. Let's go and grab these three. So... If this was here... Is that right? So I'm actually thinking... What I can do, I can blueprint this and then just move it over a bit. So it would be there, because I want this little run area as well. So I want something like, you know, one of those there, and then our little run area there. And then again do that, and instead of, so if I do 1, 2, yeah, so that would be there. Let's just enable them for a moment. Do that for me. And how does that work with this? Where does power end up? That's not too bad, is it? So that ends up being over there. Because that's then 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. So we then want some defences. Okay. To run along our bus, just in case we get some attack going on. Where am I going to put them? How do I get a good overlap? It's a good overlap. So if I put... So what I could also do, I could put lights on these, couldn't I? Like that. So if that's like that, then where can I put defences? I'm going to need to fill this out so that I can work out my distances. Because I could always put a laser turret there, couldn't I? So they're mutually overlapping, so that's fine. Oops. Did I turn? Yeah, I did. Yeah, and that's basically mutually overlapping as well. So there's lots of coverage, defensive coverage there. Yeah, I like that. So is this okay as well? That should be okay. And then some lights. Oh, they're already got lights on. And that covers that area as well. Yeah, I like that. So what we then do, you see, is we blueprint this whole bad boy. Just going to do that. And we remove And then what I do, you see, is I generally run the power poles up side here and use the overlapping trick to just align them all up, basically. So what I then want to do is manually fill out this here. I'm going to put, well, I'm not going to put them actually, I'm going to put ghosts of them there. But I'm going to have quite a lot of roboports because the bots will be flying back and forth quite a lot. Is that connected? I don't think that's... No, it's not in the construction area. So if we just put a roboport there and connect it up. So what will happen is the bots will build their own bridge across, essentially. So they'll fill out this area. Oh, the other thing I want to put on is radars, don't I? I'll do that manually, probably, actually. Because I want radars running up the bus as well, so that I can always keep an eye on it, basically. So they're going to fill out that stuff for me. I want to put my blueprints into my blueprint book. Whoops, what happened there? Into my blueprint book. There we go. I was wondering what was going on. These construction bots will come and basically fill out these, and then it will bring these into the construction area, and then these into the construction area, and then these, and then this one. Actually, let's go and double that up. Which will then bring, so it steadily brings them in, basically. Yeah, so you can see the roboports being slowly flown over. They're also going to try and do stuff like pick up these stones and things like that as they come into the construction. Remember that the green is the construction area. Yeah, it's not the orange, it's the green that's the construction area. So now these are in our construction orders, and you can see it's starting to bring over belts. And I say I'll slowly fill it out. But this is why we wanted to produce all of these belts in vast quantities so that it can fill it out. Anyway, what I need to do next is go up and sort these biters out. Coming around here, using up my pollution to make more of themselves, I don't know. How the hell I'm going to do that with these big worms here, I don't know. That might be a bit of a challenge. Certainly we can put a load of turrets here, laser turrets, so that it doesn't use up all of our bullets and then destroy that area. Yeah, that's the end of this episode. If you've been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.